Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie Jessica.
So some of you have asked for it and we're going to do it. So what are we doing, Mandy? We're dancing?
I don't know. There's like a line on me. I don't
Hmm.
know. Well, we are doing the mid-year freakout tag. We got a couple requests for this. We didn't do it last year, so we decided, why not?
Yeah, we did our mid-year wrap-up already and that's already out, but we thought, why the heck not with this one? It's a holiday weekend. So for us in the
Here
States.
in the States, yeah.
And it's probably a 3-day weekend. So we thought we'd throw these ones out here this weekend.
Yeah, so we have this one and the audiobook era tag out for your pleasure.
Yes, for your enjoyment.
Okay. It was a better word.
Well, it's all good. All right, let's get this done.
All right. Best book you've read so far this year? We're there. These are hard-hitting questions right at the gate.
I know. Death Valley by Karina Halley. I loved it so very much. It's different. It's amazing. Yours? How many did you pull out?
So this is not a new release this year, but this is A Place Without You by Jewel E. Ann.
And then, but for a new release, you're just making categories.
For a new release this year, it is My Favorite Bad Decision by Elizabeth O'Rourke. I cannot decide between the two, and you shall not make me.
Okay. Glad you're stubborn on that. Okay. Well, it's just 2. I was expecting 10. So.
Well.
Oh, crap. Here we go. All right.
Okay. Best sequel you've read so far this year. I actually said out loud to myself multiple times while I was looking through my books, did I really read a sequel?
I did. I had to think for a second, but Made for Lace by Nikki Harris. It's the second in her Cradle Commons series. Made for Silk is, or Born for Silk is first.
Series. Is that a sequel?
It's a sequel to the first book. It's the second book in the series. So I'm assuming that's what it means by sequel. That is what we're going with.
Okay, because I wrote down a series. I'm like, I guess this is what I'll go with.
Okay, what do you got?
I wrote the Nest series by Piper Rain.
Okay.
I liked it. Mr. Swoony, Mr. Charming. It was a great series, and a couple of those came out this
year.
Yeah, but I could also go back and pick other series probably, but I was like getting desperate because I'm like, I haven't read a sequel.
When I think sequel, I think the second book in the series sometimes, so it works.
Okay, new release you haven't read yet but want to.
Okay, so I have 2 that I wrote down because I'm bad.
Now
I know. Because I figured you'd have a laundry list of things.
Oh, I have one.
Oh, wow. Okay, so Hollyhocks by January Rain is the 3rd book in her Monster Stalker series, and I have it. I just haven't read it yet. I need to. I mean, I started it, and then something else came up, and I couldn't finish it. So I have to go back. And then the other one is Protecting Her Secrets by Misty Walker. This is her newest series, and it is like rugged outdoorsman, you know. So what do you have?
Okay, I just picked one because I was being good.
Yeah, look at you.
There's a whole bunch, but I have Rewind It Back by Liz Tomforty.
I'm surprised you haven't read that yet. Yeah.
I know. I need to get it read. I just haven't.
Okay.
Why? I don't know. But there's like a million on my, not really a million. More like 985 or something on my list of books that I need to read.
Yeah. Something like that. Okay.
Okay, most anticipated release for the second half of the year.
Liz Hamilton's Mara Might Die, which is the sequel to Caitlin Can't Die. So it's her post-apocalyptic comedy. And then Nikki Harris has Born for Marble, Made for Marble. It's Born for Marble will be out in November.
Again with the 2?
I did. I couldn't decide.
Look at who's being naughty. Okay.
I know.
So I just went with the first one that popped into my head. And there's a lot I know that are coming that I really do want to read. But I was trying to stick to the rules.
For the first time in her life.
Okay. So I went with My Favorite Lost Cause by Elizabeth O'Rourke.
Okay.
It is the second book. It could be like the sequel to My Favorite Bad Decision. It's not. But
it's not.
It's the sister's book with the stepbrother.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay. Do you know when that one's coming?
It comes out at the very end of August, so it will make going back to school better.
Yeah. Oh, yes. And Mara Might Survive comes out the last day of August, I think, at the very end of August as well. So those are coming soon.
2
Yeah.
things.
Yes. Yeah.
You are a horrible person.
Why?
It's coming up soon.
Sorry.
August,
Sorry.
the end of August is a long, long ways away.
It's forever away. Mm-hmm.
I hope
Got
you
it.
don't sit on a thumbtack today.
I hope I don't either. That wouldn't be fun. Okay. Anyhow, next.
Okay, the biggest disappointment. I hate these because I don't like picking on anything.
While I did enjoy it, it was not what I was expecting, and I was expecting
What
like
is it? I can't see it from here.
Phantom by H.D. Carlton that came out this year. I did enjoy the book. It's just not what I was expecting, and I felt very disappointed in it. Even though the story I did enjoy, it just wasn't what we were all expecting. So, and by we I mean there's several out there that feel that way. So,
Okay.
mm-hmm.
I feel really bad about this. I want to skip.
You want to skip?
Well, okay. I read a book called X by A.J. Knox. You started it and didn't finish it. It was a new author, dark romance. I have theories that it's actually not a new author who is writing under dark romance pen name, but I could be very wrong on that. I could be. But I just have a theory. And I just didn't enjoy it. It really, like, it wasn't what it was supposed to be, how it was marketed, kind of, I think. And there were some issues with it. And yeah, I feel really bad, but I was very excited because the book sounded really good and I love finding new authors. So it was a disappointment, but I feel horribly guilty even bringing that up.
I mean, it's sometimes they work for
I'm
others
so
and don't work
sorry.
for, and that's okay. I mean, you know, it is. And as far as like feeling bad for H.D. Carlton, she even said that she's being pushed to write in this world and she doesn't feel it right now. And so then her writing is going to reflect that. And I think that reflected that. So,
Okay, what was your biggest surprise?
my biggest surprise, the Juniper Unraveling series by Carrie Lake. I had put off reading this forever. I thought it was going to be YA. I knew it was post-apocalyptic, but I was like, oh, it just kind of, the cover looks a little odd. I don't know. Oh my God. This series was like all I could think about. I still think about it constantly. And I read all four, like what, in a week and a half. And yeah, that was my biggest surprise. I shouldn't have put it off as long as I did.
Okay, so again, we're only thinking like the last 6 months. So
Yeah.
my biggest surprise in reading in the last 6 months was how much I enjoyed cheating.
Yeah.
And so I'll go with False Start by Sasha Marshall. We read a couple of cheating books, but yeah, it was not something I was interested in reading. But if you want angst, oh my gosh, this is a different, like, it's just a different, I don't want to say different level of angst. It's just a different type of angst.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed it. Not to say
Yeah.
that I would enjoy cheating always in books, but for the ones we read, that was the biggest surprise to me.
I keep forgetting about that one when I'm like, oh, I want something angsty because I have that. I need to read that.
You do.
I do.
Okay, favorite new author, whether it's debut or just new to you.
I think Deborah Garland. I've read a couple of her books this year. She was a new to me author this year. She writes in Mafia World, and I've really enjoyed her stuff. I have one of her books here somewhere, but I don't know where it is. I was like, I can't find it.
Okay, I found one of them.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, for me, it's Swathi M.H. I read Abyss. I read in the Mom-Com series, and I read a couple of other of her books. So she is not a new author. She is a new to you and I author. We just met her. We had her on the channel, and we just really, both of us, I think, have really enjoyed her books. So that's
I actually had her name written down here, but I could only choose one.
Well, I kind of just went in like initial thoughts. So I know I read new authors all the time, and I know that there's several, but she's one that I do know that I read, like, once I started reading, I like devoured books, and only in the 6 month time.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, newest fictional crush.
This is hard. As a married woman, I feel very weird saying that I have a fictional crush on a fictional character. Um,
But
but I wanted to go with Cadmus. He is not a main character, but he is in the Juniper Unraveling series, and he deserves better. Just put it that way. Love him. Grumpy asshole that he was.
I struggled with this too because I tend to like, oh, I really like this character, and then I move on.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back through my notes and remembered that I had called this character the book boyfriend of 2025. So I'm like, there we go. And that would be Miles from Here and Now by Corinne Michaels. He's just an all around kind of great guy. Alpha, but not like dark romance alpha.
Mm-hmm.
And just, yeah,
Okay.
I really enjoyed that book.
Okay.
Okay, your newest favorite character. This was hard too. 'Cause
Hard too. You know what I wrote down?
what?
Cadmus. Because for me, they're the same. If I have a crush on a character, it's going to be one of my new favorites. The other one would be Stone from BJ Alpha's Stone. I love him as well. I didn't grab his book, but he was awesome too. So
I struggled because I like a lot of the characters from different
yes.
books. So to like say this is my favorite. And I think maybe this would be easier if we've read like 5 or 10 books or something.
Yeah.
But as many books as it's hard. So I decided to go with Big Daddy, also known as Large Father.
Mm-hmm.
I really just liked his take charge attitude, and the whole book was just great. But he actually goes through some character transformation in here with his relationship with his daughter, and he starts to realize that he is an asshole, but he doesn't change overnight, which I think is perfect because that's not realistic. Somebody can't just, and if they can flip their personality like that, that's concerning.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like he has a lot of growth, but it's not perfection. And I liked that.
I also wrote down Jensen from Death Valley as well. I mean, he's a grumpy cowboy. Need I say more? And his name is Jensen, like as in Eccles. That's all I needed.
Okay, book that made you cry.
So now this one's really hard for me because I just don't. So I did write down the 3 that have made me cry this year because I never cry in books. So the first one is actually this Kings of Carry-On, which is the 3rd in the Juniper Unraveling series. I cried in this one. I cried in Cora Riley's Sin and Redemption. I'm a sucker for kids and babies, and if anything, there's things that happen and it makes me cry. And the other one that made me cry was Inside the Maelstrom by Grace McGinty. It was different than anything I've read of Grace McGinty's, and it deals with a lot of mental health stuff. So it did make me cry as well. How about you? Do you have a huge stack?
I don't know what's happening. I think
you
I did have a sequel, and I set it aside and then forgot about it.
Oh.
But then I also had it listed for a book that made me cry.
Okay.
So, first, last chorus. Last chorus made me cry 3 times on an airplane.
On the airplane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, by L.M. Halloran. Both books are out there, a duet. So I guess maybe that could be a sequel, but it's a duet. So I don't know. But anyways, book that made me cry, last chorus.
Okay. Next.
Book that made you happy.
The Horde King of Shadow by Zoe Draven. I was so happy to be back in this world. I was happy to see that she put out another book in this world and that we're going to get a spinoff of her Horde Kings of Dakar series. So, and this had a lot of really fun things in it. So I was very happy with this one. What made you happy?
Okay. Book that made you happy. Wicked Love by Willow Astor. This is also a great audiobook that I really, really enjoyed as well.
Okay.
And I just realized that I had an audiobook sitting here that I forgot to do in the audiobook tag.
Oh, man.
Biggest surprise. What did I end up doing for that?
I have no idea.
I don't
remember.
Oh, it was. Oh, no, it was here. It was for cheating, and then I had a second one.
Oh, okay. That
That's
explains
what it
it.
was. It wasn't audio.
Okay.
Okay, biggest surprise, cheating, and that I really liked Born
That
for
is a big
Silk.
surprise.
I really didn't think I was going to enjoy it, and I
Mm-mm.
really loved it. And I
Yeah.
actually have the second book on my Kindle ready to go.
Yeah. That is a
So,
shocker because that's
yeah,
definitely out of your wheelhouse.
exactly. Okay, now I
Mhm.
feel better. I'm like, why do I have this extra book sitting here? Okay, most beautiful book you've bought so far this year or received.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go first because this is a hard one for me owning a special edition book box company.
Yeah, this was difficult for me too. So I have two. Um, I really like this cover. I struggled because I'm like, what have I only bought in the last 6 months? But The Wrong Quarterback, I just like the male model covers on Sierra Jane's books, and pink is like one of my favorite colors. So I was like, I'll go with that one. And again, you could probably ask me to do this again in a week and I would change my mind.
Yeah.
But on my special, then I decided I was going to do special edition because I feel like those are two different categories. So for my special edition, and I would not change my mind on this, I am going with Debt by Nina G. Jones. I just love the gold foil. I love the rose and the gold pages
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
much. And then the rose is on the back too. But I just love the gold dripping rose so much. So
Glad you do.
that's my favorite special edition.
Okay,
And that
so
wouldn't even be in the last 6 months. That would just
it's
be
just in
total.
last. Yep.
Oh, but that might compete a little bit with Luca for overall because I do
Mm.
love Luca.
And you just love the story of Luca too, so that's part
Yeah.
of it. Yeah.
But we're
Yeah.
only talking about the last 6 months. So
So you're
there we go.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
So coming up with this favorite is really difficult because I have a book box company and I know what's coming and I know what we're working on. But for right now, like what physically is here that I can pull out would be Take Me With You by Nina G. Jones. This has been my favorite that I've done so far that's out and available. I love this cover so much. I love the foiling on this cover. It turned out so much more than what I thought it was going to turn out when we were looking at it as like a flat picture. I will say the next set of books, Natasha Knight's books that are coming are absolutely gorgeous, and we'll put a picture of them up here. And then for overall, so far, my absolute favorite is not out yet, but there will be a big announcement in July. This will be a box that'll be a Halloween special box, and it is an author that we have talked about and talked to, like interviewed on this channel, and her books will glow in the dark. So I am very excited for that. So that's still coming. Can't show you, but I just have to tell you because can't tell anybody anything right now. Stinking keeping things secrets. But that'll be mid-July. We'll make that announcement. So
Well, it's only the last 6 months anyway, so
I know.
you're
Yeah.
good.
I'm good. So
Okay.
so that was kind of what I went with. There's so much more coming, and it's really just hard for me to choose a favorite color cover.
Okay. And the last question, what books do you need to read by the end of the year?
All of them? I don't know. That's a
I
hard
know, because
question.
new release you haven't read yet. Like, I have a whole list.
Yeah, I have a list. Uh there's a lot of books I need to read by the end of the year. I mean, I keep thinking about Jennifer Hartman's that I think I put away now.
Oh,
Um
Irreversible?
Irreversible by Jennifer Hartman and Shelley Sinclair. Like I want to have that done by the end of the year. There's some that honestly it's like by the end of the month I could maybe give you that list, but the end of the year, yeah, that's a hard one. Did you have anything
Yeah.
down?
Well, I need to get caught up in BJ Alpha's world.
Yes.
The Storm. I need to read.
Read.
Read. Did I read Owen?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, BJ's missing. No, I need to read Owen and read.
Okay.
I want to read a book called Tanner. I can't remember the author, Samantha Sky, I think. People keep telling me I need to read it, and I really want to read it. Um, yeah. What
Yeah.
else? I'm looking at my list here. Oh, I still need to read Unnamed because we made that uh promise. I don't know what we're calling it, but we said we were gonna pick one off of each other's top 24,
Yeah.
24 that we hadn't read, and that's the
I
one I
don't
need to read.
remember what I picked.
You're gonna have to go back and look.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's literally I have to read that before the end of the year.
Yeah. I do know there's one that I want to read. What is the Carrie Ann Cole one?
The Lovely Return.
The Lovely Return, but I am waiting for audio that's supposed to be out in August, I believe.
Yeah, so I'm looking at my list here, and I mean, there's a bunch of new releases that'll be coming that I definitely want to be reading.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to get technical, everything on those 4 bookshelves over there.
Yeah, everything that you see right here, and right here. So I haven't put my new ones on the shelf yet, but yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Okay. Well, there you go.
That we're at the end. So we would love for you to answer any of these questions that you want to answer. Put those down in the comments. And what books do you think you need to be reading before the end of the year? Tell us those. Or if there's a book you think we need to read before the end of the year, you can help us out because we clearly couldn't come up with a solid answer on that. I mean, I guess we threw out some random stuff, but tell us in the comments below. And as always, if there's ever a video you want to see, feel free to tell us. I really do put it on the list. When I say that I'm adding it to the list, I really do.
We
try our best to work those in based on what we've read. Sometimes we are like, oh my gosh, that we can do that. And we do it really quick. And then other times it does take us a little bit of time, but everything does stay on the list.
It does. Yep. We have a giant spreadsheet. Giant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, when do they need to check back in, Mandy?
Well, you're going to want to check back in on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and sometimes Wednesdays for new videos.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. But until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.